Shalom, shalom, Israel. Coming back with another video. This video I'm getting into, I'm going to title it, In the Last Days, Perilous Times Shall Come. Right? So I'm going to jump right into it. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. And it reads, This know also, that in the last days, perilous times shall come. Right? So the Most High said in the last days that perilous times shall come. Right? Meaning dangerous times, right? Let's look at this word perilous. Dangerous, wicked times shall come. Perilous.
Strong's G 5467. Chalepas.
Halepas. And it means hard to do, to take, to approach, right? Hard to bear, troublesome times, right? Dangerous times shall come. Harsh, fierce, savage times shall come in the last days, right? It says, through the idea of reducing the strength, difficult, dangerous, right? Furious, fierce, perilous. So in the last days, the Most High said, perilous times shall come, right? Dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage days, right? Just like you see today in the world, right? How our people are getting gunned down by these Edomites, right? By these cops, right? How all these mass shootings are going on in the world, right? These are dangerous times coming, right? All these schools getting shot up, right? You can't even go to Walmart without it getting shot up, right? So in the last days, dangerous times shall come, perilous times shall come. Verse 2, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, right? So he said, men shall be lovers of their own selves, right? They're not lovers of the Most High. They're only lovers of their own selves, right? Seeking fame, seeking money, right? Seeking to be the next big thing, right? Instead of following these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, right? They're lovers of their own selves, right? He said covetous, right? Let's look at these words. Covetous, right? Loving money, right? So men will be lovers of their own selves, right? They'll be covetous, right? Only loving money, right? Seeking to find money, seeking to be rich, seeking to be famous, right? He also said boasters, right? Let's look at this word boasters. It means a empty pretender, a boaster. Someone who brags, right? A bragger, a boaster. That's what a boaster is. Someone who's boasting of things. Someone who's bragging of things, right? Bragging of their wealth, bragging of their riches, right? Bragging of the things that they have, right? He said proud, right? Men shall be lovers of their own selves. They shall be covetous. They shall be boasters. They shall be proud, right? Blasphemers, right? Let's look at this word blasphemers. It says speaking evil, slanderous, reproachful, railing, abuseful, right? So in the last days, there are going to be men speaking evil things, right? Lovers of themselves and lovers of money, right? It says disobedient to parents, right? You got children nowadays that they don't even respect their parents, right? You got children nowadays hitting their parents, right? When it should be the other way around. The parents should be given the discipline. According to the scriptures, you're supposed to whip your children, right? But now these days, you have the young ones ruling over the parents, right? Let's get it says unthankful, right? Many people are unthankful these last days, right? Unholy, right? Let's look at this. It said they shall be unholy, right? Unholy, wicked, right? So in these last days, they're going to be unholy, wicked, right? Verse 3, without natural affection, right? In these last days, there are going to be people without natural affection, right?
Strong's G 794. Astargas. Astargas.
Right? It says without natural affection, unsociable, right? Inhuman, unloving, right? They don't know how to love. They're unloving. They're inhuman, right? It says truce breakers, right? Without a treaty or covenant of things not mutually agreed upon. Abstinences from hostilities that cannot be persuaded to enter into a covenant implaceable, right? Truce breakers, right? They can't keep a promise, right? They can't keep an agreement, right? They break their agreements. They break their promises, right? It says, incontinent, which is like your false accusers, right? In these last days, there are going to be false accusers, right? Incontinent, fierce. Let's look at these words. Incontinent. Without self-control, intemperate, right? You're going to have people without self-control, right? Going all out, right? Committing all type of manners of wickedness, right? Going on mass shootings, mass killings, right? Oh, let's keep going. It says, fierce, despisers of those that are good, right? So it says despisers of those that are good. So when they see someone that's doing good, someone that's walking in truth, someone that's following the law, statute, commandments, they despise that, right? Because they're wicked. It says traitors, right? Heady, right? To fall forwards, headlong, slopping, right? Participate, rash, reckless, right? Reckless people, right? It says high-minded, you know? High-minded. It says to raise a smoke, to wrap in a mist, right? To make proud, puff up with pride, right? Render insolent, to be puffed up with haughtiness or pride, right? Someone who's prideful, right? Someone who's all puffed up, right? It says to blind with pride or conceit, to render foolish or stupid, right? Be clouded, be sodded, right? It says lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, right? So the last days, perilous times shall come, right? There are going to be people lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. They're more in love with pleasing themselves than obeying these law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, right? Verse 5, having a form of godliness, right? So they have a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away, right? Verse 6, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth, right? So they're ever learning but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth, right? Let's go to John chapter 14 and 6. John 14, verse 6. And it reads, Yahushua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto me. It's like no man cometh unto the Father, but by me. Right? So they're They're ever learning but never able to come to the truth, right? And the truth is who? Yahushua, right? These law, statutes, commandments, these scriptures, right? So they're ever learning but they're never able to come to the truth, right? And that's deep. The times that we're living in now. Let's get 2 Peter's. 2 Peter's. So like 2 Peter chapter 3. Start at verse 3. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust. Right? What's a scoffer? Just look it up.
Strong's G 1703. Impictes. Impictes.
Right? A scoffer is what? A mocker, a scoffer. Right? A derider, a false teacher, mocker, a scoffer. Right? It's like I watched plenty of videos from Israelite brothers from different congregations. And you get these scoffers coming up, mocking against the men of the Lord. Right? And that's going off. But the scripture, it clearly tells us in the scripture that's prophesied to happen. Right? At the same time, we're not supposed to be any scoffers. Right? But we know that these things will happen in the last days. Right? It says walking after their own lust. Right? So people walking after their own lust instead of walking after the law, statute, commandments of the Most High God. Right? Verse 4. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? Right? They're saying, well, where's your God at? When is he coming back? Right? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. Right? Verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yahweh the heavens were of old. Right? And the earth standing out of water and in the water. Right? Verse 6. Whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. Right? And this is going into the time of Noah. Salakia. That's why it says, whereby the world that then was, right, being overflowed with water perished. Because in the time of Noah, the Most High flooded the earth. Right? And everything therein perished except Noah and his wife and his sons and their wives and the animals, right? The clean and the unclean, which the Most High told him to bring into the ark. But everyone else was put to death, right? Because they were walking after their own lusts, right? They were lover of themselves. They were boasters. They were proud. They were blasphemers, disobedient to parents. They were unthankful and unholy, right? Without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure, more than lovers of the Most High. Right? Verse 6, it says, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, right? But the heaven and the earth that is now, which is the time we're living in, it says, by the same word are kept in store. Right? Reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So this time that we're living in, right? This earth that we're living in now, it said it's reserved until the day of judgment, right? And perdition of ungodly men. Right? So it's reserved to that day of World War III, when the Most High let's go these thermonuclear bombs and blows this place up, right? All the ungodly men therein shall be put to death, right? But Lord willing, this video was edifying to at least one person.